Hi everyone, Amanda here from the Archer and Olive Ambassador team. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use your Archer and Olive acrylographs. These pens are super fun and have so many uses, so here are 10 ways that you can use your acrylographs. Make sure to take a peek at the blog post with this video, and subscribe to Archer and Olive for more tips and tutorials. Let's get right into it. For supplies, you're going to need some acrylic paint pens. I will be using the Archer and Olive acrylographs. I'll be using the Forest Findings and Snow and Stillness sets. You will also need something to draw on, like paper or a journal. For this one, I'm using the Archer and Olive A5 blank journal. I like using a journal with thicker paper as I tend to work with mixed media and paint, so it helps to have a journal with a higher GSM. You can use code Amanda's Work for 10% off your order. The first thing that you should do with your paint pens is activate them, so the first idea is to make a swatch page. The pens come with blank nibs, so you will have to shake the pens and then press the nib to get the ink flowing. This will take a little bit of time, so make it fun, make a swatch page, and test out all of your colors. There are 2 extra nibs that come with your acrylographs, so make sure you put those in a place that you will remember them, because later on, when your pens wear out, you'll need to replace them, so make sure you remember where you put them. There are so many different ways that you can do a swatch page. The page that I'm doing here is quite basic because my main goal is just to see how the colors look, because they do look a little bit different than how they do on the cap of the pen. Activating your pens is probably the most tedious part of this process, but once you are able to get the ink flowing, things are very easy after that. Some quick tips for you with acrylic pens is that you should store them horizontally so that they can last longer and the ink will flow better. And these acrylographs actually come with labels that you can put on them so that you can know the names of the colors. I would suggest just doing that from the start once you activate them so that everything is organized and ready to go. Once you have all of your colors activated and ready to go, it's time to make another page. Here is your next idea. It is to fill up the whole page with circles. I love doing this page as a warm-up page and also just a way to zone out. A lot of these ideas and pages that I have for you are just going to be ideas for zoning out, so if you want a good distraction from things, you've come to the right place. This type of page is really great just to see how your colors work, how they look on the paper, how they interact with each other, and you can really just see the combinations that you're starting to like, which colors you really vibe with. There really are so many different options and designs to do, so try out all of the colors, see what you like, and see how many circles you can fit onto the page. If you're really not in the mood for circles, you can always do squares. Here is a checkerboard page that you can fill up with many different colors. I like to use a pencil first to sketch it out, and then I color the squares in. I make sure that the lines aren't straight. I prefer them to not be straight. It looks better when they're a little bit wonky and off-centered. Personally, I think that art journaling looks better when everything looks a little bit imperfect because that's human, and you don't need everything to be perfect all the time. This page is really great to figure out how to color with these markers. It may sound a little bit weird, but it's great for practicing how to have even strokes or how to give a little bit of a scratchy texture look. With the fine tips of these markers, it can be hard to fully color something in. You get a little bit of a scratchy look unless you overlap the color with many different layers, then it will look more opaque. So see which design you prefer, fully solid squares or a little bit of the white space poking through. The next way to use your pens is to blend them with your finger. While the paint is still wet, you can use your finger to spread it across the page. If you use multiple colors, you can also blend the colors together. Of course, this will make your fingers a little bit dirty with the paint, so be ready for that. You can always just wash your hands after you're done painting. For this page, I did a mixture of blending with some drawings on top. This technique is just really good to practice because you can use it in so many ways in your art. Next up, we have a really quick page. This one's probably the fastest one to do. It's really great if you want something quick to do with kids, but you just take 3 pens, you shake them up, make sure the ink is working really well, and you scribble them all over the page. You can either do this as like a warm-up or something to start an entire design together. Try different combos and see what you can make. There's so many ideas that can come from this. I find this page to be a really great exercise to just loosen up, and when you use paint pens, it's really nice because they blend together quite well compared to other markers where things will just dry up easily. My next idea for you is to make your own coloring page. You can make so many different pages with this. I do this all the time when I'm bored. It's just great to do and to just zone out to. If you don't want to make your own, I actually made one that you can print off and color for yourself. You can download the printable off the blog post and color all you want. You can either start off by sketching with a pencil, or you can just do what I did, use any dark marker and then just get a sketch out, and then you just fill in every shape with a different color. I love to do pages like this and exchange them with my friends, and then we color in each other's coloring pages, and it's just a really great activity to do. You can do this with your friends, your family, kids, anyone can really do this because it's just scribbling and then coloring things in. I had a huge white space in the middle, so I had to fill it in with the flower, but that was it, and this is a very fun page to do. I'd highly recommend it. Next up is handwriting. You wouldn't think that these pens would work very well for calligraphy because they're not brush pens, but I do think they work really well for adding text, and they're great for faux calligraphy. Don't underestimate them because they do show up really well. I used a black page here to show you how the acrylographs show up on different pages. They show up really well, and I didn't have really any issues with it. It can be really hard to find a white paint pen that holds up through so many projects. Trust me, I've tried many. So these acrylographs do a really good job, and I do recommend giving them a try if you haven't already. Using black paper, again, I'm giving you another idea, which is to fill up your whole page with doodles. I mean, doodle pages are always a good time. They're always fun. Sometimes you just really need to zone out and decompress, and doodling will definitely do that for you. I doodle all the time just to help me focus and to keep my hands busy, and these pens are really great just to add some extra details to a page on the margins of your notes, the margins of your books. They're great for that too. Speaking of extra details, my next idea for you is to add framing to your work. It's just a little extra flair to things that's really great if you're doing some writing or you're doing some drawing. It's quite a redundant idea, but these things really elevate your journaling and elevate your art. Starting with the frame is also a great thing to do if you don't know what to do, because you can start with the frame and then work backwards, and a lot of the time doing a frame like this can help you decide your color palette. It can also just give you some ideas on what you want to do. There have been many times where I'll start out with a frame and then move backwards from there, and that'll help inspire me on what I do next. Finally, it is time to put everything you have learned together and to doodle a huge flower page. I love doing flowers because they're a beautiful addition to any page or project, and it's very easy to do. So here I am filling up my page with some of my favorite flowers. Now, filling up the whole page and coloring was starting to hurt my hands and my wrists, so I realized that I needed to do the blending technique to cover up more space. But I tried using as many colors as I could find so that I could fill up everything on the page. I used my darkest color, which was a deep teal, to use that as an outlining marker. And as you keep on practicing, you will start to recognize the pressure needed to do different strokes, and that can help with things like adding shading to your flowers. Now, I wanted this page to be fully full, so I used an icicle blue to fill up the whole background, and this is how it ended up. Here are all of the pages that we made. Hopefully these techniques will have you reaching for your own acrylic paint pens and you can make some awesome pages. I hope you found some inspiration here for your own journaling. If you use paint pens yourself, I would love to know your favorite way to use them. Make sure you're subscribed to the Archer and Olive channel for more tips and tutorials. Thanks for watching.